Junkin' Fool over here in Porterville. Well, today's Saturday. A little cool out today. I've been out here cleaning this truck out. Me and Debbie have. And with the Porterville style back window in it. Some plexiglass. Do a little fancy caulking around there. Drilled some holes. Drilled them just a little bigger than the glass because that glass is not real thick. And there wasn't no place to put any over there. Just rubber behind it. Anyway, so I guess we're putting this thing on the road. I took it out for a drive. I'm gonna clean the back of it out, I think. Hang on to that door for a patch panel. It's pretty much, I think it's rust free. Well, there's a little surface rust right there. So I guess Tuesday you're gonna put it on the road. Got a little carried away with the caulking on that spot. Yeah, I think it sealed it. I drove it around before I put the caulking on. I didn't. Kind of cleaned it out a little bit until I sat on it. I was crawling around out here. Got a good heater. It's got a real good air conditioning. The radio works. So I ended up, a guy called me on this and he wanted me to get rid of a boat and a trailer and some farm machinery. The farm machinery I had to cut up, so I spent probably $25, 20 bucks cutting the farm machinery up. I took that in and got 50, I think. And I took the boat in and I paid 50, and then I got a little bit back for the trailer. And I would have brought the trailer, probably would have bought the whole thing home, but it had 2 flats and I was just a few blocks from the junkyard. I tried to air them up. So anyway, then the deal was I had to get rid of that stuff and give this guy 150 bucks. So I think basically there must have been something else that I took in because I ended up paying the 150 for the truck, other than a little oxygen. So whatever else, I must have hauled something in, got some cash out of maybe 2 loads of scrap. So I got 150 bucks in this truck so far, plus what else did I put in it? It had a good battery in it, but I put that in another vehicle, and I put one in here. That plexiglass was, I got quite a bit of that I picked up here and there. The caulking, bought that for another project. So basically it's just the engine and transmission. The body's kind of a whoop-de-doo, but it's a good scrapping truck. I'm probably going to have the windshield put in within a week or so. Or when I get the ticket for it, but I'll probably get it put in before they pull me over, hopefully. So that's $227. Oh yeah, I know what I bought. I bought this door. But the handles are different. But it still functions just fine. I had to use some more of my self-tapping screws to put this door on. It was a little different. There was a panel down here that bent out, and I had to flatten that in and straighten it. So this would set tight. There you go. I'd be in Mr. Scrappity. Anyway, yeah, that's going to have to be replaced at some point. The body's actually fairly solid. That door is rust free. I paid $50 for that. Got some dings in it, but got good tires on it. And I had to get that key out of there. I had to weld up there because when it rolled on the side, it pulled that all out. And that pin there, I still got to put the clip in the top of that. Oh yeah, I bought new hinge pins too, which was like $10. But this thing's nasty. I'm gonna take that and soak it in some dish soap, some good hot water. When you're from Porterville, you got to do what you got to do. I was driving this around, I'm like, is there a plate on that thing? I knew if there was, it was expired. But I've drove it around a few different times. So yeah, we'll be bumming around with this. I ain't decided if I'm going to put a rack on here. I'll probably put some kind of a rack on here. I realize I can't haul too much with this. Means it's kind of a short bed on it. I don't know what, it must be 6 foot. Got a while. Them tires are good for a while. But this truck, if I get any bigger loads, I can haul them on here, which I'm sure I could. There's some of the stuff I picked up on the way to the yard the one day. See, I was debating if I was going to put that S10 on the road or my $500 dump truck. But I kind of like something I can get some pretty good mileage with. And that'll get fairly decent mileage, and I still got the Chevy there. So eventually I gotta put new brake lines on this dump truck, but eventually I want to get this thing on the road. At least I think I do. When I start really getting serious about cleaning the strap up out here, I'll probably put the dump truck on the road. I put a little of the sealer on that. I had a little dinky hole right there. I put way more than I needed probably, but keep the water there for the winter on this Mercedes. Still looking for a parts car, preferably something with a decent motor. This is a Junkin' Pool over here in Porterville. Thanks for stopping by. We'll give a quick walk around to this for anybody who ain't seen it. This truck was in the paper. The guy didn't have a price, and I called him. He said he bought it brand new. It was a farmer. He said it was a flatbed. Maybe I can't open this in one hand. He said it was a flatbed, and I said, "What do you want for it?" And he said, "I don't know." And then he said, "Oh, that's $1,000." So I told him I'd get back with him. I forgot all about it. Probably 3 or 4 days later, I thought, well, he told me where he lived. I was going by there and pulled in, caught him home. Went and looked at it, and I thought, that ain't in bad shape. And he said, I said, "What are you asking for it?" And he said, $1,000. Well, the back brakes are locked up. They hadn't been started in probably a year, so we messed around, got it started. It took a little bit to get it going, and I said, "Can you do any better than $1,000?" He said, $500. I said, "I'll take it." So I had to break the brakes loose. I put that power steering pump hose on it right there, which was fairly cheap. I can't remember how much now, and fairly easy to get to. This is actually a pretty solid truck. Almost, you can put it on the road, but the dump all works. Got just a little hole there, but this is pretty solid. I'd like to pull the seat out, and I've actually got a cab corner, but I've got a cab corner and a rocker panel. I don't think it really needs it. I think I can just do a little tinkering, fix that. And I put it in the video before I changed that leaf spring hanger carrier, whatever they call it. That hole above it is actually supposed to be a water hole. It's bigger than it's supposed to be, but I need to weld that up. That's a pretty nice truck. It's holding water. I need to move that. So, and it's got, what has it got, 50-some thousand on it? The guy told me these are extra miles. 43,772 miles. Needs a little tinkering, needs brake lines on it. It's kind of setting in and out of his building here. I think that tire was the one that was locked up. It might be again when I go to move it. I did clean some of the rust off the frame, a couple little bad spots, but nothing that's going to stop a guy from driving it. So maybe this spring I'll put this on the road and take the 4-wheeler off the road. Get out here and get the brakes done. And it needs a cable to turn the heater on and off. Anyway, just thought I'd do a video on my plexiglass back window, and when you live in Porterville, it's the way to do it. I could probably go out and buy me a nice truck, but it'd just be getting all smashed up and scratched up, and so I prefer to drive the old junkers around. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day. Go find a project. Goodbye now.